Hello everyone out there in YouTube land, my name is Will, this is Will of the Nerds, and we're back with another deck tech video, and today we are doing an Elephant Loxodon deck, which is going to be green-white, which is Selesnya, possibly? I don't remember off the top of my head, but let's go ahead and put that in. Elephant... And we'll do that. Lox. Well, I guess we don't need a space. Loxodon and casual as usual. And as you can guess, it's going to have elephants and Loxodons in it. I just had a bunch of them that I really didn't have any other use for other than throwing them in this deck. So that's where they went. They got put in their own deck. Like I had some elephants and I was like, they really don't fit in anything else. They wouldn't fit in this deck. They really won't fit in this deck. So I was like, I'll just make a deck for itself. And in play testing, it did pretty good. I was able to get a lot of equipments on a lot of things. In multiplayer, when I actually played it, it did not so great. But there's also been, I believe maybe a couple new elephants and Loxodons that have come out, because this deck's been made for a little while, actually, probably about a year. So, and I've played it just a couple times. I do need to play it a few more times to see, get a better feel for it and look up and see if there is any other better cards for it. And you'll have to excuse me, the dogs are in the bedroom right now. They've been in a cage for a while. I just took them out, I brought them back in. They are on the bed currently, and they're probably going to be a little rambunctious, so I will try to make cuts where needed be. Alright, so we're going to start with planes. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 planes. 9 enter. And we probably have the same amount of forests, I would guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Enter. And then we have a couple dual lands here to put in. And I went through, like, I'm slowly organizing everything. I took all of my, like, fantasy creatures. I say that with quotes. It's basically things that don't really exist. Like, Phoenix don't exist. Loxodons don't exist. Skeletons, zombies, giants, things like that, and I put them all in one of my carry cases for my decks. And I'm slowly going through everything, so you'll probably get like a chunk of like a chunk of tribal decks coming up for like the next maybe like 10 decks or so. So you've been warned for that. It's just easier for me to mentally keep track of everything, too. And, like, I gotta take everything out and, like, go through my deck list on here to see, like, okay, I made that. I didn't make that. I made that. Alright, so let's... Enough of my rambling. We have Tranquil Cove. Or not Tranquil Cove. Tranquil Expanse. For a 2 of... And we're just going to let it there. They're probably going to be about the same price for that anyway. And then we have some Selesnya Guild Gates. So we have a play set of those. And we will go through and pull out any instants and sorceries to start with. We do have some enchantments. So I guess we'll see what we have the most of. I do have an artifact in here too. And you can hear my dog shaking the background because, of course, she's got to be annoying right now. And I do need to set up my face cam and start doing my face cam for everything. I thought I had 2 of these. Do we only have 1 of those? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we'll start with the artifacts. And if you know anything about Magic, or if you played for a while, you probably know what it's going to be. It's Loxodon Oops, not Loxodon. Loxodon. If you're into that, I guess. Loxdon Warhammer. We have 2 copies of it, but they are from different sets. One is from a Commander set, not Commander's Legends. Is it 2017? It is not 2017. How about 2016? It is 2016 update, and then we have another one that is from, what is that, 10th edition? It wasn't uncommon in that Commander set. It's a rare for this. 10th edition rare. Loading. Yep, there it is. And as you can see, equipped creature gets a +3/+0. It has lifelink and trample. Its equipped cost is 3, so 3 to bring out and 3 to equip. 6 mana altogether. So if you have nothing to play on turn 3 and 4, you can do that and at least have yourself an equipment for one of your creatures to make them at least strong. And that was the big thing. Like I was able to get these out and equip them in my test play, and I ended up gaining a decent amount of life with this deck. Okay, so we'll do the enchantments next. So we have Marked by Honor for our next one. I do know, what is it, Strixhaven had a few Loxodons in it. So I'll have to look through and see if any of them are worth putting in here. I know most of them are, I want to say Boros, but I know that's not right for Strixhaven. They're white and red. This is from M15 though. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance. Like it's the thing is, there was only so many elephants and Loxodons that were worth putting in this deck. There were some other ones, but I was like, I might as well just put buff cards in this and make them actually like big woolly mammoth-esque creatures. Next we have Armadillo Cloak. And I'm hoping, okay, there we go. Armada Worm. I was like, what? We have 2 copies of this. They're actually both foils. So let's go in and mark that and update and click and see what it does. Enchant creature gets +2/+2 and has trample. Whenever enchanted creature, whenever enchanted creature deals damage, you gain that much life. This basically gives it lifelink also. It's just whenever this creature is doing damage instead of damage in general. So there's a little bit of life gain also. And also buffing. Next we have Elephant. Okay, I did spell elephant right. I looked at it and was like, did I spell it E-L-A? No, I spelled it correct. Elephant Guide for a 2 of. And we can look and see what this one does. We won't have to change it because it is from that set. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. When it dies, put a 3/3 green elephant creature token onto the battlefield. Which, that's not bad for 3 mana. So, 3 mana, you buff your creature by 3 toughness and 3 power and toughness. And then if it dies, you get a token out of it. So that is always good. That is a fair trade to me. Next, we just have like kind of some support cards for this deck to kind of help it roll and move a little bit. Ritual of Rejuvenation is the first one we have for 2 of. They are both from Ixalan. I believe there's other sets for this card, but you gain 4 life and draw a card, so it gets you that card draw. It also lets you gain some life, which will help. And there is really no flying in this deck, so some of these you can switch out for fogs. It probably wouldn't hurt, or plummets, or something to give them flying. Like I just spoiled here, I have 2 fogs in this. This is probably my favorite common green card. It prevents all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. So basically, if they have a big flyer that's hitting you for a bunch of damage, at least if you have a fog in hand, you can do that. Also, having a plummet would help. Having a few other things in here would probably help too. We have Cultivate next for a 2 of, if I can learn how to spell. Cultivate 2. These are from Masters 25, so we're going to have to change it. And Jesus Christ, that was a while ago, it seems like. Search your library for up to 2 basic lane cards, reveal those cards, and put one onto the battlefield tapped and the other in your hand, and then shuffle your library. Again, depending on what you play, you can take this card out and put plummets in, or maybe something that gives your creature flying, an enchantment that gives your creature flying. So this is in here just to help me get mana, because I usually get mana screwed. So that's why it's in here. And last we have Trumpeting Horde. Okay, so is it going to be there? It's going to be right here. They are from, what is that? Modern Horizons, the first one, I want to say. Create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. It has rebound. If you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next end step, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. So 4 mana, and you basically get 2 tokens, 1 turn after the other. So that is nice. It also fits in because it's an elephant token that you're getting. So alright, so now we're getting into the creatures. We'll go with mono green first, because I think those are the least amount of the ones I have. I do. I have a lot more white ones. I think all the white ones... Okay. There's actually, like, no Loxodons at all. They're all elephant stuff. But I guess I should just call it my elephant deck. So Logsdon Warhammer is the only Loxodon in this deck, and it's not even a Loxodon. Alright, so we have Fairgrounds Trumpeter. Hopefully, nope, not Friargrounds, Fairgrounds. Alright, there it is. 2 of, let's go find it. No, minus, there's only that. Thanks, Cass. At the beginning of each end step, if a +1/+1 counter was placed on a permanent you control, or placed on a permanent under your control this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this, which I could actually use this in one of the decks that I'm working on now that I think about it, because the whole point is going to be moving +1/+1 counters and putting +1/+1 counters. So making that big and scary would be nice, and then giving it trample. So like a Gruul deck would be nice. Alright, and we have aggressive Mammoth for our last one. They're from M19, so I have to change that. Nope, I need to stop hitting that. That's not for Commander. Let's get rid of that. Trample, other creatures you control have trample. So, I mean, it's 6 mana to get it out, but it's an 8/8, and it makes all of your other creatures very scary. So, yeah, you get your equipment out on your creatures, you make them big, and then you plop that guy down, basically just to kind of end your game. He's the piece you need to win the game. But, like, a lot of these are higher mana cost creatures in cards, so, like, again, multiplayer is what you want to do with this. Alright, so let's do the multicolored ones, which I have 4 of also. So we have Loxodon Hierarch. Loxodon Hierarch for a 2 of. And let's actually change that, because they're from different sets. This one is from, I'm assuming this, is that what it is? Or is it from that? It's from that, okay. And then the other one is from that set. So let's look and see what it does. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life, pay a green and a white, sacrifice this, regenerate each creature you control. So that is nice if somebody has a board wipe. So in response, you can do this, and you just regenerate everything. So you'd be like, in response, I'm sacrificing this, everything else would die, and then as the spell resolves, you would get your creatures back, which is awesome. Because chances are, after a board wipe, nobody's going to have anything, and you're going to have some big creatures. Some big, scary elephants, and you can do some trampling. Alright, so we have Loxodon Smiter, who's going to be doing some smiting. They are from the same set, so I don't have to worry about that. Loxodon Smiter can't be countered. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. Again, I really didn't have anything else for this, unless I make like a can't be countered deck basically, and just find all the cards that I have that can't be countered, put them in a deck. So this was the only place for it, because again, that ability, if it's gonna get discarded, or if I get to choose to discard a card, I mean, I guess it works, but I don't have a whole lot of Selesnya decks, so again, it works just to be put in this deck. And now we are on to the white cards, and I guess we'll do the Loxodons first, the ones that are actually in the name of the card. So, alright, so we got Loxodon Life Chanter for our first one, so we don't have to change that. We can just add Life Chanter, and they are both from M20, so I don't have to do that. We can just come over and click on it. When it enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become the total toughness of creatures you control, which could be a lot. Loxodon Life Chanter gets a +X until end of turn, where X is your life total. So, I mean, again, if it's end game and you need that one extra card to get you over, there you go. Especially if you have aggressive Mammoth out, or it's equipped with Loxodon Warhammer or something like that, and you can just pay that 6 and make it even bigger, and then it'll have trample, and then if a couple of your other creatures have trample, chances are you'll be pretty good to win the game. Okay, next we have Logsdon Sergeant, and of course my dogs are... Alright, Logsdon Sergeant we got 2 of. Let's come down here. It has Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control gain Vigilance till end of turn. For 4 mana, that's actually not bad. It's a 3/3, but it will do. And the last Loxodon we have in the deck is Loxodon Restorer. Hopefully, oops, nope, I forgot to get rid of that S. There we go. Yep, that is the right set. I don't have to change anything. And Convoke. So my creatures I can tap my creatures to pay for the colorless mana cost. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. This is kind of on the lower end of cards to get for this deck, but like I said, I just went with basically what I had. I think I bought a few for this deck. Like Loxodon Life Chanter, I probably bought a one of. I did have one Loxodon Warhammer. I think I bought another one. And everything else I had. So it was basically just using up cards that I had that would fit, that I couldn't use anywhere else, basically. Alright, so now we are on to the last few cards. We have Venerated Loxodon. So we can just do that. Come here. And let's do that. Alright, so that ain't going to work. Not an equal sign. That does not help me. Venerated Loxodon for a 2 of. That's going to be the last card, I'm guessing. It has Convoke as well. Well, excuse me. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature that convoked it. So, I mean, that's not bad. That's pretty good. So you can use 4 creatures to convoke it, and it'll be an 8/8. So, I would at least do 2 creatures to convoke it to get it to be a 6/6. So, yeah, there you go. It'll come out stronger and for cheaper too, which is pretty nice. So we have Selesnya, Sentry for the next one. Right here for a 2 of. It's from the same set. 5 colorless and a green. Regenerate it. I probably wouldn't use the regenerate. It's going to be thrown out as just a quick creature on by turn 3 to at least get something out on the board. Like I said, I need to go through and look at a few other Loxodons and elephants and see if I can get anything better to make this deck better. Because there's a few weak ones in here, and like there's a few spells that I can get rid of. Like Cultivate probably isn't the strongest to have in this deck. I would replace it with like a Plummet or something that gives creatures flying. I know there's a couple white enchantments that give creatures flying. That would probably benefit better. And, you know, if you have a play set of something that gives them flying, then you can get rid of Cultivate and you can get rid of Fog. Like your enchantments, that's kind of up to you, whether you want them or not. So, all right. And the last one we have is Prized, well, not semicolon, Prized Elephant. And, yep, they are from M15. Oh, M13. Is that M13? I cannot tell. I guess we'll find out once we find it. Yeah, that's M13. Okay, Prized Elephant gets a +1/+1 as long as you control Forest. So chances are it will always have a +1/+1 on it. And if you pay a green, it gains Trample until the end of turn. Alright, and that is it for this, so we can save it. Hit OK. 6 enchantments, 4 instants, 4 sorceries, 20 creatures, 2 artifacts. And the details here, again, we're not going to pay $2 for lands, so that's $2 off of everything. A $12 deck, so that's one of my cheaper ones. I think I had a deck that was like $5, so it isn't the cheapest one, but it is pretty close. $1.28 for the Armadillo Cloaks that are foil, so you can get a non-foil version of it for cheaper. Obviously, it says the cheapest version is 47 cents, but then you got to pay shipping and all that on TCG Player, which, TCG Player is a pain in the ass sometimes to me. And there is visual spoilers again, and we can look at the starting hand real quick. So I feel like I'm going to try to make these videos 30 minutes. So if I see I'm getting close to that or going over, I'll probably end the video. I really don't want to stretch them out and like do the whole starting hand like till end of game kind of stuff anymore. I forgot to hit F11 to zoom that in. There we go. Because I have all my tabs up there. It's just me uploading stuff and watching YouTube. All right. So we have the Selesnya Guildgate would be the first thing to drop down, of course. Easiest thing to do, add another card. Play Plains. Not click on the planes, just play the planes. And I guess do this. Play your Forest. And of course, I'm going to get like all of my card draw stuff now. And no creatures. So Loxodon Warhammer. And play another land. I guess Ritual of Rejuvenation. Gain some life, draw a card. Now we got something, so we can do this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do not have enough to play that yet. But we can play this to get another land, and one enters the battlefield tapped. So next turn we'll have that. So we can play the card, the land that's in our hand, which gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. So we can play this, and we could have enough to play this ability. Because let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. Our life probably is not going to be 20 at this point. I'm assuming it's still going to be pretty high. So we can come here. What we can do is hopefully leave a green available and just maybe fog them. I don't know. We'll see. If it's just a couple, I would just say take it. But I would definitely put Loxodon Warhammer on Loxodon Life Enchanter for 3. Do we have enough mana for that? I probably would not. You know what? I would do it because we need 6 mana to do it. And I don't know if they'll get clued on to what your plan is here. But I would equip that onto it, and I would play Loxodon Hierarch. So that's all of your mana for the turn. So you have this out just in case. Comes to your turn. This is where I would pay the 7, and it gets a +X till end of turn, where X is your life total, which could be a 15. So it could be, let's say it's at least 15. So it's going to be a 1922, right? I could be wrong. Or 1921. That's right. And it has lifelink and drayable. And I would swing in with it. Because it's not going to die. You're going to kill everything. And let's say they have enough to chump block. At least 10's going to get through. So that's until end of turn. And I would... might as well do it again. So we have 2 extra mana down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 mana, but we can't do anything with it. It also had a +3/+3 because we didn't put that enchantment on it. I thought we did. So we have 2 extra mana available. I'm not going to do anything with it. I would maybe hold it to maybe Fog. But you do have this to block with. I would maybe save it and Fog the next attack. But I would pay your 6 mana again and swing out with Loxodon Life Enchanter. You're going to gain life again because it has life gain from Loxodon Warhammer, and you're doing an extra, again, however much. So let's say that could be game right there. Because if you're going to save face, if they don't attack you, especially in multiplayer, and nobody's pinging you, paying attention to you, and you have that, I'd definitely do it. I would actually maybe throw a 3rd Loxodon Life Enchanter in this deck, and probably one more Loxodon Warhammer. But, yeah, that will probably do it for this video, because, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Especially if you get this early on, that's going to be a good thing. Aggressive Mammoth early on, as soon as you can get it down, the better. Cultivate actually kind of helped too, because it helped me get mana curve too, which is nice. And there's the probabilities for everything, but we will end the video there. So if you guys could please like, subscribe, share, hit that bell icon, that way you get notified every time I upload a new video. You can follow me over on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next one.